I'm coming on here because I wanted to do a reading update. This is my first ever weekly reading vlog. Here's hoping it goes well. So I am reading All Boys Aren't Blue, and it is a memoir slash manifesto about a Black man who is expressing his experiences on what he went through with his Blackness, with his queerness, how they go in together, like how both cannot be one without the other for his identity. In the book, he does go by he, him pronouns. In the bio in the back, it does say they, them, so I'm not sure on which pronouns the author goes by at this time. I do really enjoy it, although it is very heavy at times. So in the author's note, basically, George says that their goal is not only to have you laugh and bring you joy in certain moments, but also have you cry in certain moments, have you feel the rawness of the emotion and experiences that George went through in their life. And in the author's note, it also explains that this isn't just going to be happy. This is going to be honest and open and about experiences that they truly went through. And in the end of him writing this novel, he says that his goal shifted and became not just telling his story, but others' stories who either they can't tell their story or they've already passed away and never got to tell their story. It is very, very emotional, but also like seeing the Black joy, seeing the queer joy, the growth, and like going through trials and tribulations as a queer person. I'll never be able to understand a person of color and their experiences in life, especially a Black queer person. They go through so much, and this book just touches on a little bit of it. And in all honesty, I feel like I'm learning a lot from George's experiences, but I'm also feeling seen in certain areas of my own life and my husband's life as being a trans man. And seeing like other people in our community and just how you know you're not alone is a very comforting feeling, even when the story is not necessarily happy. So I am very, very glad that I'm reading this book. It is also Trans Awareness Week. It is November 13th through November 19th, and my husband's birthday is also November 19th. Mind you, my husband is transgender, and I am very excited. He turns 30 this year. I'm hoping to surprise him with his gift. I bought his gift literally months ago. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, a little reading update. I'm gonna get ready for work. I've been taking you with me on my trips. I am a flight attendant, if you guys didn't know that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get out of the habit of saying you guys. If you all didn't know, I am a flight attendant. I work for a major airline. I'm not comfortable saying who I work for, and that is a personal preference, especially because I'm on a public platform. I just don't want to associate myself with the airline and risk anything with my job. So I'm going to get ready now. I will see you all later. So today is Thursday. I had to think about that. I started a 3-day trip today. I'm trying to decide what to cook my husband and I for lunch. And then I have to figure out what the heck I want to pack for the next 3 days for dinner and breakfast and lunch, basically. I just wanted to catch you guys up and do a little quick update. I think like chapter 6 or 7 of Not All Boys Are Blue, and it's fantastic. Again, I can't rave enough about this book. interesting to read from the perspective of like them as an adult now, but going back into their previous trauma, their previous experience as a child. I have already underlined maybe like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 quotes already, and that's just because they like beyond resonate with me. And then the other update I wanted to give you all is I am reading Murder in Mamon by Mia M. Pansanana. Let me go see. I'm not positive on her last name, but I am reading. This is her 4th installment of the Tita Rosie's Kitchen Cozy Mystery series, and honestly, I'm really not knowing how to feel about it right now because it's not feeling like a necessary addition to the series, more so of just like, I don't want to end this story, so let me just, create another book. I don't mean that in any like ill manner. I just feel like it's a little like unnecessary for the storyline. The 3rd book I felt like was a great way to end the story and the series. And Mia could have honestly just started a new series, which would have been totally fine with me. I love to read cozy mysteries in the fall, which is why I'm reading it now. I do like to listen to her books audibly. There's just something about like a cozy mystery, listening to it on audio, and like it just, you feel the coziness, you feel the little bit of hints of mystery. And this is a Tita Rosie's Kitchen series, so it's obviously got to do with food. A lot of cozies do. But that is my update. I am gonna go cook some lunch, as well as I need to repack, charge my phone, edit my video, and get that uploaded for you all. Hi again. Today is Friday, November 17th, I think it is. So I, as you can tell by the brick wall, am at home. Made dinner. I made meatloaf and mashed potatoes. We use HelloFresh, and I think the gravy that I made my stomach really, really upset. So because I did not feel well and my stomach was like in knots, I decided to call out, because it's worse to fly sick than anything. It just makes everything harder and even your sickness worse. With that said, I finished Murder in Mamon yesterday. It was okay. I wasn't mad, but I was still just that same feeling of a little bit of disappointment. And I think this was the 5th book. Sorry about that. My thumb got in the way. I think there is 5 books, not 4. Not certain. I just think that the last book previous to this one that came out would have been a great ending point for the series. That's just me. I did rate it 3 stars. Editing Elena here. I'm coming on here because I needed to give like a little heads up or warning, because the next clip you're going to be seeing is discussing very sensitive topics such as racism and inequalities for Black Americans in the United States. And it's about a book that I am reading where an author is explaining and describing events that Black people and other people of color have experienced in America. These things can be very sensitive, and I just want to give people a chance to skip if that is something that you don't need right now or want to listen to. You can go ahead and skip until the end outro, which I will put down here, the time frame. And I hope you enjoy it if you stay and watch. Now I am listening to The Sum of Us by Heather McGhee. It is a reflection on how racism has been in play in everything that has happened in the United States. Everything from the '08 recession and into the fight to get minimum wage raised to $15 or a living wage wherever they lived. Everything in between. Elections, Barack Obama, people stopped voting, and ethnic groups who are literally denied voting rights because certain states want to basically take you off the roster if you haven't voted in every single election. Opinions on that. I am learning so much with this book. I'm very glad that I decided to pick it up. It was a Libby hold that I ended up getting because it was available for the Skip the Line. I've been trying to read some more nonfiction this month because I like to do Nonfiction November. This is another one of those books that I wanted to get read. I am about 55% the way through, and Heather does such a wonderful... Hi, buddy. I sneezed, so he came in here and was like, Mom, are you alive? Are you okay? What happened? What was that noise? So I sneezed, but he was coming to check on me. I have been enjoying this book so far, and I've learned so much in the aspect of just, I was a kid during '08. I was literally a child. I didn't understand the grasp of the recession, the housing market crashing, the stock market. I didn't understand any of that. And as I grow older, I am starting to learn more about like what that time was and how it was for my parents. But needless to say, like seeing it from the perspective of a person of color, they literally lost their homes due to people in the banks. Wells Fargo was trying to say that, oh, if you refinance your loan, we're going to lower your interest rate. It was a fucking lie. Excuse my language, but it was a lie. And they did not lower the interest rate. They spiked their interest rate, and these people were losing their homes. And because they were people of color, they weren't able to even fight for their homes. It was extremely, excruciatingly frustrating to hear and listen how many people and families who have had these homes for years, decades, generations, started losing their homes because of this. And there was a family who went to court and fought it, and they ended up helping, I want to say 20 to 40 other families get their homes back. But that's just one state, in one town, one city. This is not like, if it's happening in one place, it's happening everywhere in the United States. Don't try to think that, oh my goodness, this is like, sure, that happened there, but it can't be happening here. Okay, check your privilege. First off, it's happening everywhere. Second off, if you're not a person of color, of course you're not going to think these things. Of course you're not going to recognize what's happening around you because you can't. So this is where it comes into play. Like as an adult, you decide, hey, am I going to further research something? Or am I just going to stay in my ignorance and sit with it? This book is showing exactly how it does affect white supremacists, white people, white workers. It does affect you. Just because you think it's not affecting you in the current phase doesn't mean it's not going to come back and bite you in the butt. And in a part, Heather explains during the strike for fast food chains and airport workers were trying to get the minimum wage raised to a living wage. For example, in Seattle, SeaTac Airport, they were getting paid like $7.25, maybe $9 at the most. That is severely way underpaid. And there's no livable way to do that. You would have to have 2 to 3 jobs and work overtime. God forbid you have a family to feed. you know, you can't have a life. So in this example, they being the people of color fighting for this race, were trying to tell white people, hey, like, this also affects you. You work here. We're being discriminated against, but you also work with us. You need to help us. You need to fight with us. In the long run, this is going to affect everyone across the board. Literally. Sorry for the rant, but I just get really passionate about these things, and I feel very good, like, learning so much from this book because of the fact of, like, I didn't know. Hello, hi. I forgot to close out the reading vlog for this week. It is now Tuesday, November 21st. I had to think about that. But it's been a week since I started this vlog, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. I know that previous to before right now, you saw me very heated about the book that I was talking about, which was The Sum of Us, and I just can't fathom how people still ignore racism every day and think they can just move on with their life. Like, I just can't fathom that life. So I also had the doorbell buzzer ring, and it freaked out my dog, which I had to abruptly stop filming, and then I just was not feeling very well. So I just wanted to come on here and say peace, love to all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.